what's it like to bomb?
What's it like to bomb?
Yeah.
Well, you've seen it for the last 30 minutes on this taping. That's what it's like to bomb.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll tell you this. Bombing is literally the feeling you get when you like somebody. Really, you have a crush on somebody. And you know they're going to be at the bar Friday night, and you go up, or you get all dosied up, and you go over to them, and maybe you talk to them for a second, and then you just see that guy that you like turn around and like, hey, Carrie, and then they just start making out in front of you. Just an anvil drop, gut, your heart is just wrenched out, and it'll stick with you for a whole day or two until the next time you perform, and hopefully you erase that feeling by having a great set. But younger comics have always asked me, when am I a comic? You know, when I kill, when I get these applause breaks, when I'm like, no, you're a real comic when you could go up on stage and feel comfortable bombing and not, your hand is just like that. You're not shaking at all, you're not taken back by it. And it takes time to develop, but as a comic, you always gotta get up on stage, you always gotta write, and you just gotta be comfortable with bombing because it is part of the business. It's going to happen. And being a comedian in New York City especially, I saw the best of the best trying out new jokes that they don't go well. I mean, Johnny Carson, my favorite thing that Johnny Carson did was bomb a monologue joke, and then his reaction, twisting it, and making a joke out of him bombing. That's the best part of The Tonight Show for me. That's what I always loved. But bombing is just a facet of it. And so that's why I never had a problem with failure. I never had a problem with approaching any girl because I'm like, on a nightly basis, literally 6 times a night in New York City, I would fail. So if I saw a girl on the street that I thought was cute, I'd go up to her and, hey, you want to hang out? I'm doing a show tonight. And if she said no, I'm like, all right, well,
okay,
it's just a part of life. So yeah, and I think failure is a part of life that should be more embraced because I think only through failure do you really appreciate success. And I think failure ultimately breeds success.
Right, being in this business and making it on your own, regardless of who's got your back, whether it's agent, manager, whatever, just like hustling and producing it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, look, in this business, and I think in any business or any venture you choose to pursue, no one is going to give you anything on a silver platter. You're in the same industry. It's totally entirely up to you. You gotta be your best advocate. You gotta be your best agent. You have to be your best manager. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, at some point, hopefully, knock on wood for anybody that's trying to do this or anything, it'll be your face on the bus ad. So you got to make sure that whatever is represented with that bus ad is something you're proud of.
Speaking of bus ad, how did your show come about?
My show came about because I've been friends with Vince Vaughn for quite some time, and I got to meet him because he did this Wild West comedy show. It's a great documentary on stand-up comedy, and then one of the guys got sick during one of the shows when they were in Vegas, and I got a call from Ahmed, and Ahmed recommended me to do the show to fill in the spot. And I went there and had one of those sets, that you're like, oh, thank God that went well, especially in front of this guy.
Nice.
And we just became fast friends after that.
Isn't Swingers like your favorite movie?
Swingers is one of my favorite movies. I remember getting the VHS copy in college, and my friends and I used to put it in before we'd go out drinking on Friday nights.
Nice.
And I never thought in a million years that I'd ever get to call that guy, who I thought, and to this day I think is the coolest guy in the world, my friend. He said to me one day, you should write a vehicle for yourself because in this town, I don't know how soon Hollywood's going to develop something that is perfect for you. So I wrote the show, Sullivan Son. I wrote a show because at the time I was living out of a suitcase as a stand-up comedian, 50 weeks a year, making a living doing it, but I wasn't happy. Professionally, I was doing great, but personally, I had my friends, but I never saw them. Being
a star of your own show, writer, producer, co-creator, you're wearing lots of hats. You're going into your 2nd season. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It must have been really crazy the first season, wearing all those hats for the first time. So what have you learned from then going into your 2nd season? Or are you still like, holy
I still am, to be honest with you, because every day's a blessing. Always. But what I love about the show is that it's multi-ethnic, it's multi-generational, and it's hilarious. And I feel it's a true reflection of the America that I know, and that's what makes me happy
It's
about it.
really unique on television.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Had you met your wife then, or were you married then when you started writing this?
I was
or?
dating her at the time.
Oh.
Yeah, and then we got married, and I got married right when the show came out and got picked up.
No way.
And so
Timing's everything, huh?
I got married right when I could have gone out and used that card in LA. And I have regretted it since the day I look you in the I have regretted it ever since I got a show. I never got to have those years.
You can't have it all, you know. You
Nope.
can't have it all.
In the Rolodex, just overweight Applebee's hostesses and Perkins. It was like I had Tiger Woods sloppy seconds. Goddamn shame.
This must be tough.
Yeah. In all seriousness, so I do love my wife. She is awesome, and I think that at some point, especially in this business, when you decide to live the life of a carny, it is important to have someone by your side, and
Yes.
I think that's more meaningful than going out and meeting someone in Vegas and praying to God that 30 days later you didn't get a phone call. So at the end of the interview, we should both part ways like that, but we'll go in a falsetto. When it's done, okay?
Babu, do you want a drink?
Yes, please. Daiquiris! To the bar! You want me to make you something?
Yes, what?
I only know one drink.
What's that?
Jameson and ginger.
Ooh.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that your speed?
Yeah.
Do you want a little dash?
No.
Okay, a little dash. These are what's called kisses. Kisses.
Stop kissing. Where do you see yourself in like 5-10 years?
5-10 years.
Where do you want to be?
What's next?
Aside from the rest of the season.
Well, yeah,
The
season
show?
2 of Sullivan Son. I'll tape a new hour special in the fall. And then I'll probably end up developing like a cocaine habit.
Nice.
I'll probably end up changing my mailing address to Spearmint Rhino in Las Vegas.
Nice.
I'll leave my wife and child
Okay.
for 6 or 7 years. I'll spiral. I'll end up marrying a stripper who has a hip hop album coming out.
How old is she?
19.
Boom.
And then I'll realize she's crazy. And I'll go back to my wife, beg her to take me back, and then I'll end up on The View crying.
Cheers to you, Sullivan Son. You had some pretty scary that happened to you recently.
Yes, I
Or
got
you
married.
just-
Is that what we're talking about? Oh. No, I had an incident that shut down production on a show for 6 weeks. But, it is a pending legal matter, and it was an incident that occurred with a cab driver. And it involved me having my jaw wired shut for 6 weeks, basically. But
Until recently, I mean.
yeah, just recently. But I've been very fortunate. But the weird thing is, when your jaw's wired shut, then you have to go out in public and go out about your daily business. But sometimes it's hard to do this, and you talk to people and you say, "Oh, I'm sorry, my jaw's broken." And some people, for a reason or another, speak louder to you. It's like, "I'm sorry, my jaw's broken." "Oh, I'm sorry. My ears work. Why are you screaming at me? Why are you yelling?" Which is the weird thing, but it's a humbling experience. I wouldn't wish it on anybody, so anytime you have your health in jeopardy or whatever,
Drink to that. I'm Joy Bryant,
I'm Steve Byrne.
and this is Across the Board, only on the Reserve Channel, only on YouTube. Can I get a what?
What?